mantras of our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says, let it be for you a new birth of your consciousness, the constant and conscious contact with your psychic being, and for your co-workers, the new start of an unselfish and real collaboration in the work. With my love and blessings, says our Divine Mother.
Let us all try to be worthy of Shobindo's centenary.
Words of our Divine Mother from the collective works of our Divine Mother, Volume 3, Question and Answers, page 133, topic Union with the Divine Consciousness and Will. Our Divine Mother says, the force which, when absorbed in the ignorance, takes the form of vital desires, is the same which, in its pure form, constitutes the push, the dynamis towards transformation. Consequently, you must be aware at the same time of indulging freely in desires, thinking them to be needs which must be satisfied, and of rejecting the vital force as positively evil. What you should do is to throw the doors of your being wide open to the divine. The moment you conceal something, the moment you conceal something, you step straight into falsehood. The least suppression on your part pulls you immediately down into unconsciousness. If you want to be fully conscious, be always in front of the truth. Completely open yourself and try your utmost to let it see deep inside you into every corner of your being. That alone will bring into you light and consciousness and all that is most true. Be absolutely modest. That is to say, know the distance between what you are and what is to be, not allowing the crude physical mentality to think that it knows when it does not, that it can judge when it cannot. Modesty implies the giving up of yourself to the divine wholeheartedly, asking for help, and by submission, winning the freedom and absence of responsibility which imparts to the mind utter quietness. Not otherwise can you hope to attain the union with the divine consciousness and the divine will. Of course, it depends on the path by which you approach the divine, whether the union with the consciousness comes first or with the will. If you go deep within, the former will naturally proceed, whereas if you take a standpoint in the universal movement, the later is likely to be realized first. But it is not quite possible to make a cut and dried generalization because the sadhana is a flexible and fluid thing, and also because the divine consciousness and will are very closely connected with each other, being two aspects of one single being. Our Divine Mother says, take note, however, that the merely external similarity of your thought or action does not prove that this union has been achieved. All such proofs are superficial, for the real union means a thorough change, a total reversal of your normal consciousness. You cannot have it in your mind or in your ordinary state of awareness. You must get clean out of that. Then, and not until then, can you be united with the divine consciousness. Our Divine Mother says, once the union is really experienced, the very idea of proving it by the similarity of your thought and action with mine will make you laugh. People living together in the same house for years and coming in daily intimate contact with one another develop a sort of a common mind. They think and act alike. But you cannot claim to be like the divine. You cannot claim to be like the divine by such merely mental contact. You must consent to have your consciousness entirely reversed. The genuine sign of the union, says our Divine Mother, the genuine sign of the union is that your consciousness has the same quality, the same way of working as the divine's, and proceeds from the same supramental source of knowledge. That you sometimes happens to act in the external field as the divine appears to act may be nothing, say, coincidence, and to demonstrate the divine by such comparisons is to try to prove a very great thing by a very small one. Our Divine Mother says the true test is the direct experience of the divine consciousness in whatever you do. It is an unmistakable test because it changes your being completely. Evidently, you cannot at once be fixed in the divine consciousness, but even before it settles in you, you can have now and then the experience of it. A Divine Mother says, the divine consciousness will come and go, but while the union lasts, you will be as if somebody else. The whole universe will wear a new face, and you yourself, as well as your perception and vision of things, will be metamorphosed. So long as you lack the experience, you are inclined to look for proofs. Proofs and results are secondary. What the union fundamentally means is that in your consciousness you know more than a human being. It is all to the good. It is all to the good if, owing to your acquiring a pure, calm, and receptive mind, you manage to think and act in accordance with my intentions. Our Divine Mother says, you must not mistake a step on the way for the final goal. For the chief difference between the positive union and mental receptivity is that I have to formulate what I want you to carry out and put the formula into your pure and calm mind, whereas in the case of the actual union, I need not formulate it at all. I just put the necessary truth consciousness in you. I just put the necessary truth consciousness in you, and the rest automatically works out because it is I myself who are then in you. Our Divine Mother says, I dare say it is all rather difficult for you to imagine, the experience being well nigh indescribable. It is, however, less difficult to imagine. It is, however, less difficult to imagine the union of the will with the divine will, for you can imagine a will which is effective, without struggle, and victoriously manifest everywhere. And if all your will tends to unite with it, then there is something approaching a union. That is to say, you begin to lose your separate egoistic will, and your being thirsts naturally to fulfill the divine's behest. And without knowing even what the supreme will is, wills exactly what the divine wishes. But this means an unquestioning acceptance of the higher guidance. This means an unquestioning acceptance of the higher guidance. Our Divine Mother says, the energy in you which is deformed into vital desire, but which is originally the urge towards realization, must unite with the divine will so that all your power of volition mingles with it as a drop of water with the sea. No more than its own weaknesses and failings, but evermore the supreme quality of the divine will, omnipotence, says our Divine Mother. topic, Stepping Back, page 116. Our Divine Mother says, most of you live on the surface of your being, exposed to the touch of external influences. You live almost projected, as it were, outside your own body, and when you meet some unpleasant being similarly projected, you get upset. The whole trouble arises out of your not being accustomed to stepping back. You must always step back into yourself, learn to go deep within. Step back and you will be safe. Our Divine Mother says, do not lend yourself to the superficial forces which move in the outside world. Even if you are in a hurry to do something, step back for a while and you will discover to your surprise how much sooner and with what greater success your work can be done. Our Divine Mother says, if someone is angry with you, do not be caught in his vibrations, but simply step back, and his anger, finding no support or response, will vanish. Always keep your peace, resist all temptation to lose it. Never decide anything without stepping back. Never speak a word without stepping back. Never throw yourself into action without stepping back. All that belongs to the ordinary world is impermanent and fugitive. So there is nothing in it worth getting upset about. What is lasting, says our Divine Mother, what is lasting, eternal, immortal, and infinite, that indeed is worth having, worth conquering, worth possessing. Our Divine Mother says, it is divine light, divine love, divine life. It is also supreme peace, perfect joy, and all mastery upon earth, with the complete manifestation as the crowning. When you get the sense of the relativity of things, then whatever happens, you can step back and look. You can remain quiet and call on the divine force and wait for an answer. Then you will know exactly what to do. Remember, says our Divine Mother, remember therefore that you cannot receive the answer before you are perfectly peaceful. Practice that inner peace. Make at least a small beginning and go on in your practice until it becomes a habit with you, says our Divine Mother.